Welcome to the 10th Year Podcast, a podcast about health, parenting, and relationships with your hosts, Christoph and Crystal. That's the sound of 5:30 in the morning with us.
And Chewy.
Welcome back to the 10th Year Podcast. I'm Christoph.
And I'm Crystal.
And we're recording this ahead of time, like we usually do. This time it's 5:30 in the morning. Not sure how I feel about this.
I love this time of the day.
I do too.
Because everybody's sleeping.
It won't be for long. But we're having our morning coffee, as you damn well know we are. And we are enjoying our Black Rifle coffee with a nice chocolate bar from Willie Pete's Chocolate Company. This one is the Black Ops. So, let me read you the description of this bar. It is a dark chocolate infused with Black Rifle coffee beans and black cherries marinated in Black Flag rum. It is delicious.
Yes,
it
is.
It's good. Willie Pete's Chocolate Company is it's a veteran-owned chocolate company in Connecticut, which is ironic because we have family in Connecticut. So it kind of comes full circle. It is owned by Brian Chiarapi. I hope I said that right, but it is delicious. So what the thing that really caught my attention with this chocolate company is the fact that he does everything locally grown or sourced. He has a big line of chili peppers that he infuses in with his chocolates. This one does not have it, but he grows all of his own chili peppers. So he has his own ghost peppers. He does a chocolate bar called the Moab, Mother of All Bars.
Is that the danger one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he has a Scoville rating on the side of his bars there, and that one's the hot one. Yeah, but we got a couple other ones in our this batch too that were in the mild. It was nice. It added a nice little bit of a warming aftertaste to it, which was really, really nice. But go check them out. Go check him out. Whatever. Go to Willie Pete's Chocolate Company. I found him on Instagram, but you can find him on Facebook as well. And I think it's just WilliePetesChocolate.com, I think. I could be wrong on that one. Yeah, sure. A quick Google search will. Just Google it.
It would be a nifty, gift for those men in your life, you know?
And they're not that expensive. It's $3.50 a bar, which sounds expensive when you really think about it compared to a Hershey bar in the grocery store. But
it's so unique.
It is unique, and you're helping out a small business, and it's delicious. Honestly, I just told Crystal before we started recording that. Yesterday, I was on their site, and I had put 5 of this exact chocolate bar in my cart, and I'm like, you know what? No, I can find a better thing to do with my money at this very time. I'm sure I'll end up doing it again very shortly, but it was very, very good. So we're enjoying a little bit of that. So if you hear us munching, that is what we're doing. Of course, if you want to help support the show, head on over to our website, thebeardeddetailer.com/the 10th Year Podcast. Up there we have our Amazon affiliate link, our promo code for Strikeforce Energy, and the promo code for the Bearded Detailer. Those are all ways you can help support the show and give back to help us keep going. Last week, we said we were going to talk about me. We've changed our mind. We are going to go in a different direction. We will come back to that. This weekend, we're actually going to knock out a bunch of episodes pre-recording. Chewy, you son of a bitch. Just sit down. And but instead, we're going to talk about homeownership today. We moved into this house 2 years ago. The beginning of January was 2 years. We officially closed at the beginning of December.
And we've been renting an apartment for...
We started renting in 2000.
Yeah.
Well,
Chewy.
that Chewy son of. This is live. Well, technically, you started renting when I was deployed in 2008.
2008.
That was in Elmira. Okay, you had a little small apartment that I came back to. 2009, I finished up my last semester of college. You finished your clinical in Elmira.
So I think 7 years,
Yeah.
if I just did the math correct. We rented for 7 years.
2015. Well, let's just say 2016.
2015.
Let's just say 2016 because it was 1 month.
No, it was 2015.
How? How are you getting that? We closed December
We've been
of 15.
here for 2 years.
We-
This is 18.
We closed December of 15. We moved in January of 16.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah.
we moved in officially.
I'm just saying, lose that 1 month and just go to January of
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still 7 years. You are right, but
When you think...
well, no, 8 because it was 2008.
So, the whole thing with this topic is
Benefits, pros, cons.
pros and cons. And one major pro that we've experienced from renting is just pick up and go. But then you're giving away your money to other people. You're not putting that like $1,000 towards your own mortgage or anything. But the benefit of being able to pick up and go is a really nice benefit, because like if we had to move right now, like if I lost my job or something like that, it would be very difficult to pick up and go.
Right. This is going to be an interesting episode with Chewy just doing whatever the hell he wants, apparently. No, I mean, I do like renting. There's a part of me that does actually like it. I feel if we did not have kids, we would probably still be renting.
Yes, because we've gotten burned before.
We have, and that's another thing.
Because of the kids, and
Yes.
the cat.
Yeah, but and we'll get into that too. But I don't know why I like renting. It's just at the end of the day, the responsibility is off of you too. The responsibility of a lot of the big stuff, like if a pipe bursts, that's
Yeah.
not on you. That's on your landlord.
Especially if you don't have the money to fix it.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about it.
Whereas in a home, it's all on you. It's 100% on you. You know. I really feel if it wasn't for the kids, we'd probably still be in an apartment, because there's no, honestly, I think in my opinion, there's no reason to have a big house if you don't have kids. I'm sure I'm wrong with that, but that's my mentality, that, I only want something nice with a big backyard and lots of room for the kids.
Yep.
I've lived in very small places, environments. I don't need.
Honestly, and this is kind of off topic, I love the thought of like when you retire, living in those tiny little houses like they have on, what's that,
Tiny houses.
HGTV or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like you don't spend a whole lot of money each month. You honestly do not need a lot. Like look at how much.
I need
how
is
small our apartment was in Allentown.
All I need is a bedroom, a kitchen, and a bathroom, preferably all in one, in the middle of 300 acres. That's all I need. I'm a very simple man.
True, the middle of the 300 acres that's.
But I hear a kid that's up. I lock the door so they can't come in.
I don't hear a kid.
I heard footsteps. So anyway, so going back to apartment living. So the benefits. You mentioned the get up and go. You break your lease is up. You just move on to the next thing.
You can move completely across the country even
Yep.
if you wanted to.
You don't have to worry about selling it. You wait till your lease is up and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
we mentioned if you have a good landlord or a good superintendent or whatever you want to call it, any maintenance is not on you as well. Light bulb goes out, you just call, they fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything breaks, you call, they fix it. Now, what's bad about that for me is I'm not the type of person to call somebody to fix my stuff.
You'll be paying money
I'm a do-it-yourselfer.
when you essentially don't need to.
Exactly. I don't want to wait for somebody to come fix something that I know for a fact I can do myself.
I could see a lot of men being like that.
Yeah, but I can also see a lot of people just being like, well, it's somebody else's responsibility. I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. Like look at when we were in Allentown, the light switch in the bathroom went, so I went and bought a new switch. It was $5 and threw a new one in. I can wire. It's not a big deal. Light bulbs. If you call somebody for a light bulb, it better be at the top of a 20-foot ceiling, because like there's no reason if you not.
I would be calling for somebody for a light bulb.
That's okay. Whatever.
To change the light bulbs in the Allentown apartment, I would have to climb up on the sink to change the light bulb.
Oh, in the bathroom?
Yeah.
I guess I take my height for granted. I guess.
Yeah.
So, so there's the maintenance part of it. Now when we lived in Hellertown, again, I didn't wait for anybody, and honestly, they wouldn't have done anything anyway. That was a bad experience. So we've had good and bad experiences. The Elmira apartment was fine. I think we had no problems with that.
That literally almost was a bathroom and living room and a kitchen all in one.
The bedroom and living room was one room. The kitchen was one, and where was the bathroom?
The bathroom was right next to the kitchen, like literally.
I vaguely remember that.
There was a little hallway going between
it was a very thin hallway.
Yeah, but it was absolutely gorgeous place with all those bay windows in the front.
The bay windows, yeah.
There was hardwood floors throughout the entire thing. There was a fireplace that they had enclosed, so you couldn't use it anymore, but it still was absolutely gorgeous.
You had the mantle still there.
And they allowed pets. That's another thing that's huge with the difference between renting and owning your own home.
And I understand why people don't want pets. I understand. They're not the cleanest. If you're not on top, even if you are on top of your pets, they're gonna make a mess. I understand that. And if you have a dog, they're gonna bark. Not everybody likes dogs, so you're gonna have to deal with the barking. And I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But I think more people have cats than dogs, because cats are lower maintenance, and you can have them indoors.
Well, cats for apartment living are accepted more than dogs. It's harder to find an apartment that allows you to have a dog compared to a cat. They just think that dogs are, I don't know what they think with dogs, because you can't tell me that like a little chihuahua is worse than our fat cat.
No, with the exception of the chihuahua has to go outside. The dog,
True.
cat can stay inside, never ever going outside. But the difference is cats will claw.
Yes.
Cats will claw on the windowsills. They
The
can
carpet.
They can pee. They can shred stuff, which sucks. Dogs really don't necessarily shred unless they're a puppy. But that's a different story. So our apartment in Elmira, that was fine. We didn't have any problems with that. Somebody threw a rock through the window. Remember that? In the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember the like Chewy.
I remember the person that put my bike on the ground.
Well, I remember the people who used to always fight next door too. That's another annoyance of renting too. You can hear
neighbors.
everything.
Yeah, neighbors, especially if it's an older building where it seems like we've had that in 2 of the 3 places.
Yeah, because Elmira, the people upstairs, I swear they had a cat that used to run around all over the place.
Oh yeah, you could see it in the windows.
Oh,
I remember seeing it in the windows. And then in Allentown, we had was it the one
It was a
lady?
gym, yeah. She was a
No,
gym
Allentown.
instructor.
No,
Yeah. Oh, you're talking. I thought I
Hellertown.
was talking about Hellertown.
No, Allentown. We had the people above who lived with concrete shoes. Bad.
They were older though.
No, they were our age.
No, not the people. Not no. They remember they moved out. Remember the older couple that was above us?
Below
In
us.
No, in Allentown.
The old people lived below us. They had the TV up all the way.
They were below
They
us.
were below us. Yeah, the guy was a World War II vet.
The TV was so loud.
Oh yeah, they were deaf. I think the wife was deaf, and because I used to talk to the husband when he would go get his mail and everything and shovel the snow, and oh yeah, they had to play their TV at like, let's see, so if a TV goes to 100%, they played it somehow at 150%. It was so loud that we couldn't watch our own TV. It was bad.
Yeah. When you can hear a TV over another TV,
Yeah.
that's not even the same room as you.
No.
That
It
is
was
loud.
It was an older apartment, so sound travels. But I think they were built in the 30s, I think.
Probably. Yeah.
And then we had the people above us who would just yell and stomp all the time. They were the one that they were prepping for a baby, and then there was no baby.
Yeah.
Remember, all
I
this
don't
baby
know what
stuff was
happened
coming
with-
in, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
there was no baby.
Yeah, she must.
No, there was a baby, and then it disappeared. Remember?
Oh,
They
yeah,
brought
I
the baby
forgot that
home,
they-
and then all of a sudden we saw these people walking around with no baby. So I don't.
And now, when you think about it, I wonder if the baby like died or something like that, and then maybe that's why they ended up splitting, because I feel like then there was more fighting going on.
That's possible. It's very possible. Tensions between the relationship, but
But this is what you get in apartment living.
we know everything.
You know everything.
Now our one neighbor was just a weed smoking hippie, so
Yeah.
he didn't care. He didn't care. He moved out, and then the lady who moved in to his apartment was very loud.
Yeah.
She was very loud.
You wonder what everybody.
And she was right next to our kids' room.
Yeah. Oh, she was so loud in the kitchen. I don't know what she was cooking in the kitchen.
All I know is that you're not that loud when you cook. There's no reason to be that loud when you cook.
You wonder what people knew about us, if they knew anything.
I don't care.
But that's a big difference between apartment living and home ownership. Single home ownership, I can't say for townhomes. I don't know. I don't know if
Well,
it's the same with townhomes.
Well, there's
if
a
you
difference
can
between
hear.
a townhome and like where and like a development, because the development homes aren't necessarily attached. Townhomes are attached.
Mm-hmm.
So townhomes are different. Alex lived in a townhome. Alex and Beth, when they got married, I went over there. It was nice, but yeah, you're attached. So I don't know much about that. I think essentially you're renting a house, but you're paying. I don't know the situation of townhomes actually.
No, you've bought the house, but I do believe townhomes, they come with fees because somebody cuts the grass and everything like that, make sure the bushes look good, and I'm pretty sure there's a maintenance fee that goes with townhomes. And for the pool, because look at most townhomes have a community pool.
Well, you're talking about a development, not a townhome. Or it could be the same thing, but not one is not the other.
Like Bryn's parents, when they lived in their townhome, they had a very, very beautiful community pool, community playground. You could only use it if you were a part of the community. So that comes with fees.
So,
But let's talk about Hellertown.
oh God. Okay, so this is going to come into getting burned and the do's and don'ts of apartment living. So now listen, if you've lived your life just being a good person and not trying to screw other people, then this probably won't apply to you. However, just know that there are people out there that will try to screw you and that aren't good people, and they will do bad things. And so we moved into Hellertown in like June or July of 2009.
Mm-hmm.
June of 2009. And our landlords it was a big building that they had converted the downstairs into a fitness center, and the wife ran the fitness center.
Mm-hmm.
The husband, I think they got married while we were there, because he wasn't there in the beginning.
No.
The son was helping run everything. Oh, it's raining.
Oh.
That's what that noise is. So the son was running everything. The son is who we signed the lease with, and the mother was there, but we didn't really talk to her until things got going. And the son disappeared, and then this guy came into play. I'm assuming he got married, and it was nice. The upstairs was nice. Everyone we always had over said it was a really nice apartment. It was a really nice setup. The bathroom had a double shower, so it was a two-head shower. That would walk in, so two people could shower at the same time, different shower head. It was really nice.
Double sink.
Double sink, a toilet room inside the bathroom, which was nice as well, and a jacuzzi tub.
Yeah. Me and the kids took many baths in that.
It was very nice. It was a very big bathroom. It had 2 bedrooms. So at the time, we moved in just pregnant, no kids, let alone not 2 kids. And we did have 1 cat. So that was, again, we had Bubbles at the time, and that was the only concern, was finding an apartment that would allow us for cats. And I think originally they did not allow.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, no, thank you very much, and hung up the phone, and then she called you back.
Yes.
So
I think they were desperate. They
probably
weren't getting any hits, which really is...
It makes sense now.
But it really is shocking that nobody was interested in the apartment, because it really was that gorgeous. It was
especially for the price.
It had an enclosed porch also.
An enclosed back porch.
Separate laundry
room
area.
Yep, laundry room, front and rear entrance, and a pretty big kitchen as well too.
With beautiful tons.
And it was natural gas.
Tons of cabinet space.
Lots of cabinet space.
Like us women, we love our cabinet space. There was a lot of cabinet. And a double sink. Double sink in the kitchen.
Yeah. Natural gas. And living room was pretty big too.
Central air.
Central air, yep. And big living room.
With all windows.
Yes, lots of windows in the living room, so the lighting didn't have to get turned on necessarily all the time, which was nice.
Mm-hmm. Lots of natural light.
And I think we paid, what, $900 a month?
Yeah, I think it was about $900 a month.
Yeah. And on-street parking, whatever, but it wasn't really a busy street.
No.
So, and all the neighbors had their own parking, their own driveways. And the one neighbor was a body shop, so it wasn't like we had to deal with that at all.
Yeah.
So...
let's fast forward to the end.
Yes. Now, we went to... Okay, so we had to go a little bit before the end.
The hot water
A hot water heater was not working. Mm-hmm. So we were getting cold water.
And how long did we have?
Over a month.
Yeah.
It was over a month. I let him know immediately when it stopped working.
With 2 little kids, we had no hot water.
I let him know immediately, and he drug his feet. He said he was looking for someone that could possibly come clean it and fix it.
Yes.
I'm thinking to myself, dude, I don't care what you do, you have to get this done. Because look, I'll take a cold shower, but I didn't want the kids taking the cold. This was 2013, so Carrie would have been 2, and Chloe would have been almost 4 at that point. And taking cold baths, we would have to heat up water on the stove and put that in the bath, just for them to be able to be comfortable. Mm-hmm. And they so finally he got someone that came in, disassembled it, cleaned it, put it back together, and it worked. It was just a patch. It had to be just a patch because he knew how much a hot water heater was going to be. And within a week, we had a letter in our mailbox saying that the apartment was no longer for us to rent. Mm-hmm. It was no longer available for us to rent. And coincidental timing. And I'm like, well, and he gave us a month to get out.
Yeah.
A month. I think it was less than. It was like a couple days shy of a full month.
Yeah, it was not a lot of
Nope.
notice, especially for how long we were living there. We were living there for
Yeah.
what, 4 years,
Yep.
3 or 4 years.
4 years. And
Always paid on time,
always
and
paid on time, never missed a payment. Again, did my own maintenance. I did all the snow removal. I never had him, they were never there. They were never there to do the snow. I would shovel their snow for them.
yeah.
Just because, that's where we were going to have to be. And I'm a nice person, so I wasn't going to just shovel our own stuff.
But wasn't it that they fixed the hot water heater, but the repairman said that it was only going to last for a little bit?
Yeah, it was a temporary fix. So
he knew that he was going
Yeah.
to have to buy a new one if we stayed there.
and they had our security deposit in escrow as well too, or they should have. So we had put a security deposit down of $900, and then our $900 a month rent. So here we are, had a month to find a new apartment and get out. Now at that point, our lease was month to month. We did our first year, we did a year lease, and then after that we did month to month,
Yeah,
which is what they
which is
wanted to
lovely.
do. It is
I
nice.
love month to month.
But month to month did not help us in the end.
No.
In the end, it hurt us because it was no longer a break of lease. Because it was month to month, they could easily tell us to get out.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they told us it was out by the end of a month. So we did find our Allentown apartment and did our best to get everything out. Now, we don't live like slobs. We're not filthy people.
But we have 2 kids.
Two
So
kids, and at that point, 2 cats.
all the mamas understand how hard it is.
Things get messy, and it had white carpet.
Yeah.
White carpet. Anyone who has white carpet is cringing right now. And we were there for I cannot emphasize enough, we were there for 4 years. Did our best to clean everything. We did a pretty good job, I'd say. The carpet in the living room was probably the only thing that was bad. Now here's the thing. When you rent, if you are a landlord and you are going to rent out a place, the first thing you're taking out is the carpets and putting new ones in. After someone's done, you're going to take those carpets out and put new ones in. That is what you should be doing, because
For hygiene.
you
really
don't.
should.
Yeah, even if it looks clean, you cannot be sure that it actually is clean. So and carpets house so much. So just replace the carpets. So that's just an expense. And painting, a fresh coat of paint and carpets is the expense of renting an apartment. Well, our landlords did not feel that was accurate. So when we moved out, gave them the keys, and the next thing I know, we're not getting our security deposit back. We're not getting a notice of any. We're not getting any communication from these people. Finally got a. I started looking up the landlord law, which the Pennsylvania Landlord Tenant Act. Started going through that, and so I wanted to know what our rights, what we were entitled to, and what the rules were for this situation. And what was it, 7 days? I think it was 7 days. A landlord had 7 days to provide a list of repairs and or the remaining security deposit. So the security deposit is there for any repairs in the end.
No, I thought they had 30 days.
No, 7. For the list. If I remember correctly, it was 7 days. Because we got something from them on the 8th day. I don't think it was 30 days. So, but whatever it was, so yeah, that's what your security deposit's there for. If any little repairs or anything, that's there to take care of that. Something as simple, because look, like for us, it wouldn't have cost $900 to repaint that apartment and put fresh carpets in. They would have had lots left over.
Mm-hmm.
So on the 7th day, I wrote them a letter saying, "Hey, as per the Landlord Tenant Act, you only have 7 days to get this. If I don't have anything." Or maybe I did it earlier than the 7 days or whatever, but I said if I don't have anything by this date, I do expect my full security deposit back. And actually the law says if it's not back within the 7 days, you actually are entitled to that and double.
I'm pretty sure it's 30 days.
Well, look it up. You got the phone? Just type in PA Landlord Tenant Act. That's all you got to do. But they, whatever the day was, we got notice from them on the day after the cutoff, whatever it was. And they all of a sudden magically came up with, what was it, like $4,000?
I think it was more like 5.
Yeah.
It was a high number
Yeah,
that they said that we caused damage.
Yeah, damages, stuff like door locks, the things that you're supposed to replace, because who know? Think about it. If you're renting a place, people are going to make a spare key to get in. Why would you want to leave the same locks on if you plan on renting that back out again? Because then I could just walk right into somebody else's apartment.
It's 30 days.
It is 30 days?
They have 30 days.
To provide written notice of repairs and or return the security deposit.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Then they contact us on like the 31st or 32nd day.
Yeah.
It was within a couple of days of it. So because I had already sent the letter out saying, okay, you missed your cutoff. I personally don't think they knew about that law.
I don't think they did.
I think
either.
my letter telling them that they had 30 days was the first they had heard about it.
I think a lot of people probably don't know about that law.
Well, unless they're a landlord who's been doing it for a long time.
Yes.
So they said that door locks had to be replaced. The paint, they were asking for paint and to replace the carpets because we damaged the carpets. See, now there's a difference between damage and just needing replacing. They were saying they were destroyed. There was some other stuff too, and I'm like, well, this is bullshit. We didn't cause $5,000 worth of damages. There's no way. Like that $900 would have covered everything. If they just said, hey, we're going to keep the security deposit, there's some stuff we need to do, I would have been, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but didn't they say there was cat hair or whatever behind the the washing machine, and they were charging to clean that up?
Oh yeah, they were saying there was a lot of pet dander that they had to take care of, and well, first of all, you allowed a cat, so.
And I don't ever move the washing machine. I don't think about that when I'm.
No, but stuff migrates.
But freaking cat hair.
Yeah, it wasn't $5,000.
No, nowhere near that. Could you imagine what you could do?
What I could do with $5,000? Absolutely, I know what I can do with $5,000. So, we talked about it. I'm like, no, fuck no. Well, you'll see you in small claims court, I guess. There's no way I'm paying that. So we went, and I thought it was an open and shut case.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't abide within the state law, so therefore it should have been open and shut.
But somehow they won.
Yep, they won without us ever speaking a word.
Mm-hmm. But when he walked in the door, he went straight to the back, as if he knew the people who worked there.
We then found out later down the road that the landlord's husband was good friends with the magistrate.
Which I'm pretty sure that is not allowed.
You can be friends with people, but...
I don't know. That's a conflict of interest, I believe.
So we were we were not the defendant. So therefore, we were the one that we initiated the suit. I filed the suit.
Yes.
So we were in there. Now, this was the interesting part, too. When we got in there, all of a sudden, the damages were raised from $5,000 to $11 and change.
Yeah.
He more than doubled it. And ironically, the number that he chose was the maximum amount that can be claimed in small claims court.
Mm-hmm.
That was ironic.
Yeah.
And he had a bunch of bogus estimates as well, too, as we later found out, because after we lost the case, I then lawyered up because I wanted to appeal. I didn't think I was going to have to get a lawyer for a small claims court of an open and shut case, but because they were friends, we were not. I was not. He asked me one yes or no question.
Yeah. And
that was it.
Yep, that was the end of the story.
Yeah, you never spoke a word.
No, not that I really would have.
No, you wouldn't have anyway. But so we lost that, and then we later found out they were all buddies and whatnot, and which I had another issue with that magistrate as well too later on. But that's another story.
But
And
imagine your feelings of being told that you have to pay $11,000.
when you know damn well less than 1,000 will fix it.
Yeah.
That, yeah. So we ended up going to. I got a nice Jewish lawyer.
Oh, he was wonderful.
Oh, he was awesome. Yeah, Jeff was awesome. He did everything. He did not he didn't rake us over the coals for every little fee. He told me right up front he wasn't going to do that. He said he got into that business to help people, not to make money.
Yeah.
So he was very, very good. There was a couple discrepancies. He's like, this doesn't help your case. I'm like, we didn't take pictures. That was our
Yep,
fault.
You live and learn.
Yeah, we didn't take pictures because the claims that they had, they ripped up the carpet and said they found cat urine and battery acid because I stored car batteries by the fridge.
I forgot about that.
I'm like, I never kept a car
hell?
battery on the floor in the fridge by the fridge where my kids walk. Absolutely not. So there was battery acid all over the floor. They said
Didn't it go that there was battery acid in the kitchen, and then they were like there was battery acid in the bedroom.
It moved, yeah. So there was a discrepancy with where the information, conflicting information was being put out. They moved what they said, yeah. And any logical person would have went, "You guys are lying."
And I remember they were trying to defend themselves and how we didn't clean any part of the apartment. And they took a picture of the ceiling fan.
Oh, the top of the ceiling fan, yeah.
Which, I'll be honest.
We missed a spot. Okay, yeah.
I don't go up there and clean that either.
I do. I have.
There was like a little bit of Bubbles' hair up there.
Yeah.
And they're like taking multiple photos of freaking cat hair on.
Well, they found one thing and they wanted to capitalize on it.
Do you know how easy it is just to go swipe it?
Yeah.
And it's clean.
But it comes down to, yes, we missed that spot, but we also had a month to move an entire family, to find another apartment and move an entire family of 4 after living there for 4 years out.
And it's very hard. It's very hard to find an apartment that is suitable for a family with pets.
Yeah.
In a month.
But they had ripped up the carpet and the pad for the carpet, and they were taking pictures of the hardwood floor. I'm like, well, first of all, we would never have had a picture of that because I'm not ripping up the carpet.
Who knows what it looked like in
So
there?
you were already ripping up the carpet? Like
Yeah.
that was yeah. It was a really bad case, and we lost because I could do nothing about it. I wasn't allowed to speak. I didn't have any pictures to show against them, so it was bad. So we did the appeal, and we settled. We went back and forth for a long time. We missed our annual trip to Wookiees because of this. It was a big expense. We paid out. What did we pay him? Like almost $2,000.
We paid the landlords $2,000 over.
The lawyer.
Oh, he wasn't a lot. Maybe 1,000.
Maybe 1,000 for him.
He really was awesome.
Yes.
He knew we didn't have a whole lot of money, and he didn't
Right.
charge us as much as he probably could have.
And then we ended up paying. No, we did. We settled for 4 months. What was the total amount?
We had to pay the landlords $2,000 over.
Split up to 4 months, so
Yeah, 'cause
$500 a month.
Yeah, because I remember it being about $500 a month. And the kicker of it is they kept on also saying that we have people who are going to come in and rent. We need this money
To fix it up.
so that these people, so we can rent this apartment
And
out.
they got to keep our security deposit, so they ended up getting $2,900 out of us.
And still, to this day,
No one has moved into that apartment.
yeah.
Because we've driven past it many, many, many
So
times.
we
And
call
this
your
is-
bullshit.
Yeah, that was 5 years ago. Almost. It's going on 5 years. 4.5 years at this point. So yeah, you're full of shit.
Which honestly, I bet you the hot water heater has not been replaced, and they can't afford the like 20,000. I thought for a hot water
I
heater.
don't think it's that much, but
I
I don't
thought it
remember.
was a lot of money.
I don't remember. It is a lot of money, but I don't remember the number. But so yeah. So rule of thumb: take lots of pictures.
Document everything
Document
before and after.
everything. Now when we moved into Allentown, we didn't take any before pictures, but we took plenty of after.
But there was a big like we went through a very thorough walkthrough.
Yes, the landlord was. I mean, this was her
And
job. She managed all of these apartments.
But she documented everything.
Right. And I document when we moved out. I documented everything, probably more than I should have. I took videos of walkthroughs. I took pictures. And when I walked through with her, oh my God, that was a breeze. And that was the other thing. When we left Hellertown, there was no walkthrough. It was just get out.
Yeah.
But Allentown, I walked through with her. I did a final. I didn't have to. It said you don't have to be present, but you probably should.
Yeah.
So I did the walkthrough with her, took pictures, and she was like, "No, this is fine." Now, going back to saying people who do this for a living know the laws. When we moved out of there, we were waiting for the security deposit to come back. We didn't get the full security deposit because she said she needed some of it
for clawing of the cats. I think it was.
Yeah, it was very minor stuff.
Yeah.
Again, what the security deposit's supposed to be meant for. She didn't charge us for paint, and we were allowed. We were allowed to paint that apartment whatever color we wanted to.
Because it was going to be getting repainted.
Yeah, because what they do at the end of every lease, they send in a team of. Honestly, this is going to sound racist, but it's not. She sends a team of Puerto Ricans in because that's
the area.
That's the area.
Yeah.
A team of Puerto Ricans to paint the walls, slap coats of paint on, refinish the floors, and put new carpet in the places that have carpet. Boom, they're done. They're done in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. And then the apartment looks immaculate.
Yep,
again.
It looks just like it did when they. Now the bad part is they paint over the windows, so like
yeah,
when you have to open the windows,
sloppy.
you have to cut. Yeah, it's bad. But so yeah, now we were waiting for that check to come, and it was getting past the deadline, and I emailed her and I'm like, hey, I'm only emailing you about this because I've been burned by this before, and I just want to make sure, like, are we getting the list of repairs and the security deposit and all that stuff within, because of the PA Tenant Landlord Act? And she goes, oh yeah, that hasn't come to you yet? She's like, I swear it's already been sent. So there was a bit of a mix-up, but instead of she didn't take out, it ended up, because of how long it took, she ended up not taking any of the money out of the security deposit. We got the full thing back.
Yeah.
There was a mix-up in the office. It wasn't, it was an honest mistake. So she just said, screw it, you can have the whole thing back.
Mm-hmm.
So there are good people out there, but Hellertown was the example. And I wish I could remember their names. I do. It just came to my head. Yeah, Joanne Levy and Robert Duld.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you know those two. Man.
I don't think anybody knows those two.
And it's crazy because she kept dialing my number. For years afterward, I kept getting these random calls from her.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was really weird. Yeah. But apartment living was good for us. It was good for us at the time. But we really wanted to move into getting in a house. It's something we've really always wanted.
And with a house, and we should wrap this up quick.
Yeah.
You can get burnt with a house, though, too.
Yeah.
But
that comes down to investments at that point, not because of responsibilities.
But we kind of had we did have an incident right as we moved into our house.
Yeah.
Now, in the end, it benefited us greatly. When we moved into our house, we ran the dishwasher once. No problem. We ran it the second time. No problem. Third time, it flooded.
Technically.
And went downstairs.
Technically, it was the fourth time because it got ran once during the home inspection.
Oh, yes. Yes, so.
But, yeah, it was only 4 times being used, and all of a sudden I'm downstairs, and I hear this dripping. Yeah, and it was coming from we have 2 sliding doors. One's upstairs, one's downstairs. They're above each other. And it was coming from the kitchen.
But luckily, what was that? Homeowners insurance? Like the first 30 days?
Yeah, we had part of the sale included homeowners insurance, and between our regular insurance, no, it was a home warranty, sorry.
Oh.
Between our regular home insurance and home warranty, it got covered. And it really came down to, we had a good person who knew how to say the right things. I mean, it should have been covered. It was not our fault. It was not something missed under the inspection because we ran it during the inspection and did not leak that we could see. In reality, who knows how long it really had been leaking, but it was not on us. It was on the previous owners. I have a feeling they might have known. They may or may not have known. I mean, well, no, they re-renovated. They renovated that whole kitchen, so they had to have known. But there was a seal in the dishwasher that was leaking, and it just the water went everywhere, and we ended up getting the whole subfloor in the kitchen replaced, the whole wooden, because it was a hardwood floor on top of laminate, which half the kitchen was linoleum, half of it was original hardwood, and then they put fake hardwood on top of all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. So all of it got ripped out, and it was fresh hardwood down to the subfloor, so it all matches now, which is really, really nice. And a new dishwasher. And when they went to remove everything, because they had to remove the cabinets, the people cracked the granite countertops. So we got brand new granite countertops, and we had to pay a few bucks because we wanted to upgrade the color. So we paid a few extra bucks to do that upgrade. But essentially, we got a whole brand new kitchen.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
For very little money.
Yeah, well, it was our deductible, which I think was $1,000.
Mm-hmm. Something like that, yeah.
I think we ended up paying like what, $200 more for the granite.
Yeah.
Worth it.
You can't go wrong.
Nope. Tell me where else you can get a granite countertop for $200.
So we got burnt, but it was to our advantage.
But it was to our advantage, and no, there was no lying. It was just, I have a feeling if you had somebody who really didn't care about their job, we could have gotten screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy who did the inspection of the damage, he was very clear with the insurance company saying, it is leaking. I don't know how long, but it is leaking now. And I told when I was on the phone with him, I'm like, look, I don't know. Maybe it did before. I don't know. All I can tell you is when we did the inspection, it did not leak, and now it is. So they ended up covering it. So by the good graces of everything, it worked out fine. But other than that, homeownership has been pretty good for us. Again, I'm a handyman, so if something breaks, I fix it.
Mm-hmm. But it's just good to know that your money is going towards your house. It's
something
not
that you've worked for, yeah.
It's not going towards somebody else.
And it's money we can get back.
And then you have nothing to show for it if you live in an apartment. You leave and all that money's gone.
Yep.
At least if you remodel your kitchen or remodel your bathroom, you're putting money into
You're technically
your
raising
home.
the value of the home for when you sell it.
Yes.
Right. So, which the people before us did. They did a pretty good job of updating this house and making it a greater value. They priced it a little too high originally, but it came down, so thankfully. And no, there's lots of little things, but home ownership's been good to us. Thankfully, we did not get burned, and I mean the searching process was a I don't want to say a nightmare, but
it wasn't too bad. It just shows you that we always have shit happening in our lives.
But everything happens for a reason. What did you say? That's probably the one thing I've been saying the entire time we've been together. Is everything happens for a reason. And I don't believe in coincidence. I really don't. And it's just crazy how many times something will happen. We're like, I'll think about it. I'm like, why did this happen?
Well,
where's the positive out of this? And it may not come right away.
Well, we had to get kicked out of Hellertown
In order
to move closer to my job while I was on call.
Yep.
And then when we were looking at houses that were 20 minutes away from work again, it was really when it dug in that I cannot do call anymore. Yep. Because to drive to the hospital when I got called in, it took 5 minutes.
Yeah. And thankfully, our landlord our real estate agent was good too. Bob is a hell of a guy, good family friend, and thankfully he was there to help us through this whole buying process. But you had changed jobs during the mortgage process.
We didn't tell anybody.
Nope. It leaked to him like right toward it. We hadn't signed the papers yet. Like everything was pretty much done. They didn't need anything else, but and you hadn't started the job yet, so technically,
yeah, I didn't start the job until after we got the house.
Yeah, but he was like, "Well, I didn't hear that." I'm like, "Good, excellent."
But no, think about that. If we didn't get burned in the Hellertown
we wouldn't have moved to Allentown. Allentown wouldn't have made you realize that doing the calls sucked.
Yeah. Everything has a reason.
Yep.
And
And
it
I mean,
leads to something else
but
that's better.
Allentown and living close to Allentown made you take more call, and that was good money to help us pay for a house.
Yeah.
So yeah, it worked out well, and it makes us appreciate what we have a little bit more now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have one group of neighbors that doesn't cut their grass, but we have one neighbor that doesn't cut their grass, but the other neighbor is super nice. And we live on a dead end road with no through traffic, which is also nice. But yeah. So there's pros and cons, and for us, home ownership has been a big pro, and renting has been good for us too. But with kids, just not quite what I would want to do for the rest of my life. So who knows? Maybe when we retire someday, we'll move back into a small apartment somewhere and play our TV at 150%.
Then we won't be able to hear the cats.
And then there'll be some young
Meowing.
there'll be some young couple above us going, "Well, there's an Afghanistan vet downstairs. Or just his wife's deaf and just playing the freaking TV." I felt bad. They're probably both dead if you think about it, because she had gone to the hospital a couple times.
They were very old. They had to have
Very
been in
old.
their 80s or maybe 90s.
Yeah, they were old, very old. Super nice, but. All right, so the product of the week this week is going to be something that's, I think, good for anyone, even if you have a small apartment that you do any of the outside work with. But it's going to be the Ego Power Plus 480 CFM 3-speed turbo 56-volt lithium-ion cordless electric blower.
I'm glad that you provide a link.
Yes, yes. Essentially, it's a leaf blower that's all electric. Ego is the brand that Home Depot sells as well. They have they have their line there at Home Depot. It's essentially it's an electric cordless leaf blower, so it's battery operated. The nice thing about all the Ego products is that the batteries are all interchangeable with all the other products. So we have their weed trimmer as well too. My parents have the hedge trimmer, and my brother has their mower, push mower, and the leaf and the snow blower. An actual snow thrower, but I don't think that thing's over $1,000. So I don't think the
Oh boy, yeah, no, we're not
and it
doing that.
uses a bigger battery. I have a plow, so I don't need that. But so you can either get this through Home Depot or you can go to Amazon. It is a Prime. Oh no, it's not a Prime item anymore. Oh, my bad. Maybe I'll have to look to see. The one I ordered from is not Prime, but maybe I can find another one.
But it also can be used by children. Chloe likes to
Yes,
use it to
it
blow
is-
the leaves away.
It's quiet. It is speed adjustable. It's pretty. It's light enough that a child can hold it. And it's pretty. It's still pretty powerful though. So light snows. So if it's a fluffy snow and not if it's like a dry snow and not a heavy wet snow, you can use that or leaves. It makes things so much easier. It's telling me it's $190. I'm gonna try to find it because again, that's specifically the one I ordered. I'm gonna see if I can find it Prime. That maybe a little bit cheaper here, but I'll put the link up. It's made our life a lot easier here living at the home. We have a lot of big trees with a lot of leaves, and we have our deck has a pretty big tree that drops some hefty leaves right on top of the deck. So in the fall, we're always cleaning off the deck with that. So, and I'm lazy. I don't feel like using a broom. So that's it. We're gonna wrap this up. We went long, as per usual.
It's time to get ready for work.
Yeah, this coffee is starting to go
Cold.
through me, and I'm gonna have this last piece of chocolate.
Oh, you're lucky.
Got anything else?
I do not.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish eating this piece of chocolate before I sign off.
I'm going to drink my cold coffee.
Mine's still warm because I have an awesome mug from
That's
Black Rifle
not
Coffee.
fair. Mine's cold already.
You need to get yourself a double-walled aluminum mug from Black Rifle Coffee to help keep your colds cold and your hots hot. That's it. That's it. Have a good one. Like I said, we're going to do a bunch of recording this weekend. My kids won't be around, so we're going to do a block of topics, and this way we'll pre-record a bunch. If there's anything you want to hear us talk about, let us know. Send us a message, slide into the DMs, and let us know. If not, we'll talk to you next week. Good night,
Goodbye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to the 10th Year Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, visit our Facebook page or email us at the10thyearpodcast@gmail.com.